Okay, so starting on your back, I'm gonna start hugging the knees into the chest, taking it side to side. And then hands come down by the sides, feet on the floor, drop out of your shoulders, drop out of your ribs, scooping the belly. Low back is a little bit off the floor. So we have a neutral spine, and you're gonna pretend you have a clock on your belly. Belly button is 12 o'clock, middle of the pubic bone is 6 o'clock, and you're gently rolling a marble from 12 to 6. So it's small, butt stays on the floor, keeping that belly scooping, keeping dropping out of the shoulders and ribs. And then we're going to roll that marble from 9 to 3. Belly stays scooping. It's just a little roll of the pelvis, right to left. And then we're going to roll that marble from 1 to 7. So it should feel nice on that diagonal. And then we roll it from 11 to 5. And then full clockwise 2 times, rolling all the way 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's counterclockwise. And then do it 2 times in the other direction. And then come to neutral. So if you have a marble, it's right in the middle of the clock. So between 12 and 6 and 9 and 3, scooping that belly. On an exhale, thigh lift coming up. So trying not to shift the pelvis as you move from side to side. So you're really staying stable. Hips don't move. Keeping that belly scooping the whole time. And then one knee drop. Pelvis stays stable. You just spin that thigh bone. Scoop the belly to bring the knee back up to the ceiling. Other side. So just releasing that thigh bone in the hip socket. Two more each side. Pelvis stays stable, nothing shifts. Good, and then taking the knees up over the hips, 90-degree angle, dropping out of the shoulder, foot dip to the floor as the belly stays scooped. Maybe the foot doesn't hit the floor, no problem. Most important thing is that the pelvis stays stable and the belly stays hollowed, so you're not pooching up. So you can even bring your hand to your belly, feel that belly pulling away from the hand the whole time. And then knees stay over hips, hands come behind the head, scoop that belly. On an exhale, you're just gonna tuck the chin to the chest, coming up, curl up, and holding here. Looking at the belly button, neck is supported by the hands, keeping that belly scooping, knees touch, heels touch. And then coming down, keeping the knees where they are. You can take your head from side to side. And again, scooping that belly, nodding the chin to your chest, curling up so you can stay here or to level it up. Bringing the hands towards the hips. Inhale towards the ears. Exhale back towards the hips. So the hands can stay behind the head. If the neck starts to feel tense, bring the hands back behind the head. And then rolling down, hug the knees into the chest, take the head from side to side. Roll yourself up to come to all fours. Wrists right under the shoulders, knees under the hips, scoop that belly. So we're gonna press the floor away, pull the belly button up towards the spine, coming into cat, blowing out through a straw, hollowing the belly. And then as you inhale, you stay here. Exhale, see if you can arch deeper into cat. Inhaling, coming to neutral, shoulders away from the ears. And again, scoop that belly button up, rounding through the spine, pulling the belly button all the way up towards your spine. Arch the back, see if you can create space between your vertebrae. Coming to neutral. One more time, scoop that belly, arch up. Try to release any tension you might be feeling in your tush or your neck or your shoulders. And inhale back to neutral, sliding opposite arm and leg out along the floor. So you pretend like you have a bowl of soup on your low back. Nothing shifting. And then staying out and hold, scoop that belly, lift and tap. Lift and tap. So I'm still pressing the floor away with my left hand. Try not to shift anything in the spine. And then switching sides. Start out on the floor and then up and down, up and down. And then sliding it back in, take a child's pose. Hips on the heels, reaching forward, forehead towards the floor. And coming up, wrists under the shoulders, reaching the legs back. We're gonna come into a plank. We're gonna hold it for 30 seconds, pressing the floor away from you, scooping the belly button towards the spine. There should be no strain in the low back. Keep pressing the floor away from you. Finding your breath. No squeezing in the tush. Pulling that belly button up towards the spine. And that's 30. Pressing back, child's pose. Coming to sit up. Knees bent, feet on the floor, shoulders away from the ears, heavy through the heels. We're gonna rotate down, same as that cat pose, just oriented a little bit differently. Rolling down halfway, keeping that belly scooped, collarbone wide, shoulder blades on the back, blowing out through a straw. And then pretending you have a book on your head, you're gonna roll up. So 2 more like that. Exhale, scoop the belly button, hollow that belly, rotating through the pelvis, collarbone wide. Blow out through a straw, heavy through the heels. See if you can rotate the pelvis underneath you even more. And then with a book on your head, rolling up. And again, exhale, scoop the belly, collarbone stays wide, shoulder blades on your back. Rotate that pelvis underneath you. Let that belly scoop and hollow. You can also reach your arms out. You don't need to hold onto your thighs unless holding onto the thighs feels good. Book on your head, coming up. And then we're going to try to roll all the way down. So rotating through that pelvis, 1 vertebrae at a time, coming down, scooping that belly, heavy through the heels. Hands reach over the head, and then they come up. And exhale, roll yourself up. Blow out through a straw, scoop, 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 collarbone wide. So you can always hold on to your thighs help walk yourself down, totally fine. So you can blow out through a straw, hold onto your thighs or reach up. Heavy through the heels. Try not to grip any part of your body. You're just softening, softening, feeling that work in your belly, and also like should feel kind of like a little massage in your back. Try not to hold the breath. Nice and fluid. And then the next time you're down, staying down and bringing your knees a little closer to your tush. So right leg is going to reach up straight to the sky. Imagine I'm pulling your leg up and then setting the thigh bone nice and square in that hip socket. And then I'm going to bend the knee a couple times, really to ground that thigh bone into the hip socket, reaching up, keeping that thigh no closer to be than 90 degrees. I come towards the middle, towards that left leg, and loop it around. So my pelvis stays totally stable, my belly is scooping. I'm just painting circles on the ceiling slowly. Only part of my body that moves is the thigh bone. Dropping out of the shoulders, dropping out of the ribs. And then after 6, we're just going to take that same leg and go the other direction. So I open up, move in towards the left thigh. Belly stays scooped, pelvis stable. And then I'm going to cross that right thigh over the left thigh, hug them in. So this stretch should feel really nice in my right hip, right tush. Still dropping out of the shoulders. Hug the knees into the chest. And then letting it go. Left leg reaches up. And I'm just going to lengthen through that left thigh and then squarely bring that left thigh bone into my hip socket. And then bend and stretch a couple times. And then from here, I'm going to just circle the thigh bone, moving towards the right thigh, scoop the belly, circle it around. So my leg does not come any closer than 90. 90 degrees is the top point. And then after 6, I'm going to switch directions. So to progress this move, make it more challenging, you can reach the arms up. So once this feels kind of easy with the arms down on the ground, reaching the arms up, facing each other parallel, it's just going to challenge your balance a little bit more. Just an option. And then crossing that left thigh over the right thigh, hug it in. Should feel really nice in the hip and the tush. And let it go. And that's core workout.